and welcome to the Love MEESH Podcast. I am your host, Meesh. There are a billion people in the world, and I'm just one of them. And welcome to my podcast, where I'll share my thoughts, opinions, and ramblings, and sometimes I'll have guests, and no subject is off limits. So let the conversation begin. Mimi, go Mimi. It's the Meesha Podcast. Hey, go me, go Mimi. Hey, love, and welcome to another podcast episode of the Love MEESH Podcast. On today's episode, we have Mommy and Sissy, and we're going to continue with the Mama Bear episode by asking a little bit more questions. I'm so excited for you guys to hear. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. First, we have...
My name is Mitra. I'm Jamisha's baby sister.
And then we have...
Hi, I am Darlene. I'm Jamisha's mom, wife, mother of 4, grandma of 12, last being a set of twins.
For now. All right.
For now.
So remember the last episode, podcast episode we did was about the garden, and I was like, and the next time y'all go hear Mom. So the next time we did Mom on being a mom, a grandma, and relationships, and now we're gonna come back around to the garden. So these are more so gardening questions. So me and my sister are gonna take turns with the questions, and then we'll just let Mom go from there.
So first, when did the idea of gardening come to you? When did you have that idea?
It did not come to me. I was first introduced to it by my daughter Darnisha and my daughter Jamisha invited me to a gardening club on Facebook, and I joined that. And at first it was just with the house plants. I was into the house plants and succulents.
We had a lot.
And one day I stumbled on somebody posted something about they growing peppers and tomatoes, and I went to their YouTube page, and it was amazing.
Love it. First sight.
I was interested and wanted to know more.
Yeah.
And like I was saying on the last episode, I remember my mom will always tell us this story about Little Red Hen. You remember that? The Little Red Hen? You did not help me grow it.
Yes, I do.
You did not help me, and you shall not help me eat it.
Exactly.
And so when she started gardening, I was like, oh my God. To me, it was like full circle because I remember her telling that story. And it's like, well, lo and behold, here she is growing. So I just wanted to throw that back in there. I remember that
and I'm going to
story.
enforce that. So.
At least she's giving us seedlings. So that's what she did the hard work, and we'll take it from there. Let's see. So my sister gave the idea. Okay, and this question is why garden? Because it's so easy to just go to the store and buy food.
Well, once I went to the YouTube page, COVID became real, and we went into, when I first was introduced, it was like just being announced the kids was going to be home from school. But once I found that YouTube page, we was like into it, like this is real. Things closed down, stay at home orders, and I did not know that would affect me. So, oh my God, and this gardening was just like a tool for me to go find peace, to kind of like recenter myself, and it became my safe space. In a sense, my saving grace. Yes. Because when I couldn't make heads or tails, gardening was like my saving grace.
An escape. And I did if y'all remember the other episode, I went into the therapeutics of gardening and different things like that. But also, Mom, even with retiring, does it give you something to kind of feel up to date as well? Because you're home now. Most people golf or travel or...
Yeah, with being retired now, it just allows me. Before I would be out in the yard like 2 or 3 hours, and now I can go out there and just get lost. And my husband will come out and be like, "It's 3:00. You need to come in and get you something to eat." So it just allows me more time to just be out there, not only in gardening, but I have such a huge backyard.
Yes,
I'm also looking at ways how I can make it more of a
Oasis?
like an entertainment area where we can get out the house and get back outside again. So if I make it more warm and inviting, you know, maybe everybody start congregating out there. So I'm also looking at expanding into the entertainment area of the yard.
So, what has gardening taught you? What
Are there life lessons in it?
It's taught me even more. It's taught me, scratch that. It has taught me more patience than what I had before.
I need to get out now.
Because we in this microwave generation where everything quick, fast, and a hurry.
Right.
So it also taught me looking at things different. Like there's more than one ways to do things, and it's not a right or wrong way. It's just different ways to do it, and I can use that in my everyday life. Way, even dealing with my kids who may do or think or follow something, and it's the same thing, but they're just going about it a different route. So it just gives me more insight and acceptability into that. So it's been
when you say, to piggyback off of that, what has it taught you? I would venture to add, which I just told her earlier today, when I go out there and I ask her a question like, you know, what is this that you're growing over here? Or what's that? She will, off the top of her head, this is my such and such, and this is what it does, and this is what you can do with it, and this is, this is a different kind. It does this, and you know. So I tell her, or I ask her often, do you even realize how much information, you know, you have retained? And, you know, because that's a constant learning, you know, especially, and I don't want to call anything a failure, but if something doesn't turn out right, you have to just tweak it a different way. That's a lot of learning. That takes a big commitment.
Well, in the gardening world, we just call it experiment.
Right.
So we don't believe in failures. We believe in, it was an experiment that didn't quite turn out how I thought it would.
Right. That's very helpful.
So then how would you say that the gardening skills can be applied to life?
Well, to further on what I said before, and having you to look and see things in different ways, it teaches me more. It's teaching me to be more accepting, because like I can go and I watch videos and I can learn lessons from them, but then when I get in my own garden, sometimes it doesn't work for my garden, and I may have to tweak it, you know, a different way, or look at it a different way. Hey, they planted it in a round pot, and I may have to plant it to go up for space. So it offers me the chance to just be accepting that things can be different, but serve the same purpose.
Right.
I will also say there are bushes on the side of my mom's house, and when they cut them down, I didn't notice. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you cut the trees!" And they both were like, "Oh, it'll grow back." I kid you not. There are so many. When I went out there, because I go out there on my lunch break, I'm always in the sun. Y'all know that. I'm always in the sun. And I was like, there's leaves on there. Mom, Dad, there's leaves on there already. And I just went out there the other day. It's practically a bush again. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, it grew. So I think gardening can even show you that there's like seasons for everything. Like I even gave up on my avocados and I gave them to my mom. And she said, don't talk to them like that. Don't do that. Just leave it alone. You just move. Just get in here. Leave it alone.
So true. It's like, don't be negative around them, because they're going to hear you. Only speak positive.
Oh my God. And it's back.
And I say, don't look at it. Don't. Also, it taught me how to like her avocado plant. She was talking about it. I was telling her, don't look at what you're looking at on the top of it. If you look real close and look down, you see the little green. Do you see the stem is green? That tells you it still have life. It's just going through a transition. And we all know it. This complicated weather we're having. The plants is just as confused as we are. So I was like, just leave it alone. Just keep talking good to it and just encourage it. You're going to grow. You're going to do well. And how does your avocado plant look?
And she got babies. It's back
Speaking
with
of
babies.
babies, it's similar to parenting, because I remember going through that. Like, oh, the baby won't stop crying, or oh, the baby keeps spitting up, or things like that. So I would relate it to
parenting,
right.
plant mom.
Right. I trade my green babies in, my brown babies in for green babies.
Right. So that's how I see it applies to life. Because it's kind of the same.
I'm still planting. It's trial and error.
Trial and error.
And they call it a nursery.
Nursery.
Cute. Oh, okay. What have you noticed the difference between store-bought plants and grown from scratch? Because my mom will take her own seeds and germinate them. Give me the one out back, and I'll just put it in some dirt and take it from there. So, what do you feel the difference is? Because I know this is your second year, right? You're going on year 2. So she good. Second year. The difference between store-bought and grown, however you.
The difference is the freshness in the fruits and vegetables. It's like the flavor really, it's aromatic, where you really can smell it. And when you're eating it, the taste is just like, it's the same taste, but just imagine heightened. And I attribute it to it's not going through all the, they do the flash with the light to preserve it, and it's going through the high temperature baths and stuff like that. So it's just going straight from earth, being washed, and then to your plate. You're just getting the natural goodness as God intended it to grow. So I think you just get the full flavor of the fruit or vegetable that you're growing.
It's so true. And I ate, she handed me a strawberry. She handed me a strawberry from her bush today. And when I tell you, I came in, washed it off. So I had the strawberry, and I came in and washed it off and ate it. And I was just telling her how I don't know how best to describe it, but it was so sweet and juicy, and I just couldn't believe it. Like, I've had store-bought strawberries and frozen strawberries before, and just like she said, going from basically the plant to your mouth almost. It tasted really good. And I don't even like, if a strawberry isn't sweet, first of all, I won't eat it. But it was so sweet and juicy.
You didn't have to add no sugar to it.
So there is definitely a difference.
My mom's grown basically everything, but she grew broccoli as well. And when we fried the broccoli, it was so little. I was saying, how is broccoli is so big in the store? But my mom's broccoli was so small. So I don't even think they grow the same naturally. But I have another opinion about that too, because even in the Bible it explains how grapes were big as somebody's head, and they were scared to go into the land because they were scared of the giants and yada yada. It's like, okay, so where's that food today? It's like everything just shrunk. So they probably been in the lab for a long time, y'all. Long time. And I was telling my mom too, if vegetables were that big, would we really need to go to the grocery store as much as we go? So they probably needed to make it smaller to keep us coming back to. So I also want to say, Mom, when my mom was pregnant with me, I took all her fruits and vegetables. She couldn't eat them anymore. I felt so bad. And I remember praying like, God, please let her eat her fruits and vegetables again, because I took them away. And so when she was finally, I remember one time I was getting my nails done, and you talk to your nail people about everything. And he was saying how he started a garden, and because his mom was allergic, she couldn't eat fruits and vegetables. He was like, we started a garden for my mom, and she can eat them now. So I remember telling my mom, like, oh my God, the mailman said his mom started a garden, they can eat fruits and vegetables. It wasn't time yet, but it's just so amazing how fast forward my mom has that same testimony now. So it's not just, the nailman mom can eat them. Like, okay, my mom has a garden too, and guess what? She can eat them too. So I really feel like they should do a test, just to be honest, and say, hey, we put pesticides in this foods. You may want to test your kids and stuff and see if they can handle it, because you may not be able to eat, store food. You may have to grow your own. I think that would just be nice, but I know how the system is But getting back to it, so now my mom is eating strawberries and all this kind of stuff, and I'm just so proud of her. And honey had a little bit to do with it too, right? Something with the honey.
Yeah, eating honey, and I also started back on my vegetables, eating different kinds of vegetables, and I think that has a lot to do with it. Like I'm researching herbs and vegetables and trying to find out what's the nutritional value of it. Like broccoli, for one of them, is also helpful in people with allergies. And once I started eating broccoli again, it's like, that's all I want to eat is broccoli. So I think I'm slowly reintroducing my body to, hey, instead of you used to this stuff is bad, this stuff is now good. And my body's like, oh, okay. And it's getting on board.
Right.
So, and I think taking out a lot of the pesticides and the preservatives, I think that's helping a lot. Eating more fresh fruits and vegetables.
We is up here painting, y'all, and
Tempting to paint.
not mix my colors. Making a whole mess.
We doing something.
So you kind of already answered how it helped improve your health like honey. Have you seen any other improvements in health? I guess based on fruits and vegetables that you can eat now that you weren't able to eat before.
As far as my health, I think my skin is clearer.
Okay.
That's a health benefit.
It is.
And also eating cleaner also help with weight control.
Okay.
And I'm not eating all this extra processed stuff. So that's been a big plus too. And helping me with keeping my weight down. So yeah.
This paint is all messed up, and that's,
To
to be honest, that has all my attention. But
it's just, y'all, some of these answers, they're going to be scatterbrains because I know what I got in my head, but then when I start to paint, that just goes out the window.
Can't get my mixes together. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to mix a color for him. And it's not coming out right.
Dries out.
Okay,
I'm
let's
like,
see.
why isn't the paint drying out?
Would you encourage everyone to start a garden? For example, I think we both saw a meme where it was houses and everybody had a garden in the background. And I know I'd be wanting to change the whole world, but let's just hear yours. Would you?
I think that everybody that can should start a garden, but if you're not able to start a garden, for sure you can get a couple of 5-gallon buckets. If not buckets, some grow bags, and you can use those bags and containers to start a little mini garden, either on your patio or deck or something. But I think in the time that we're living in and how we see food shortages going on, you can just look at your shelves in the grocery store. I think everybody should be trying to get some form of food security, secondary food supply going. So just doing that. If everybody do that, at least you know, hey, if anything do happen, at least we have something to fall back on. And start small. Start with something, grow only what you're going to eat, and start small. And master that, and then move on to something else and add more fruits and vegetables. But definitely grow something.
now she says start small, and I'm gonna tell y'all, she gifted me a tomato plant and a pepper plant, which are neither of them are any longer with us. So there's more to the difference between a house plant and gardening. Growing fruits and vegetables and herbs. My mom have it down to a science at this point, but she has her little mixes and her compost that she makes
from scratch.
She knows what chemicals to make to keep, to act as a pesticide. She knows instead of buying Miracle Grow in the, in the garden center, she has her own concoctions that she makes. So, although it is a good idea to do it, I would think that it's better to have a group, like, maybe have a mentor.
Yeah.
You just want to make sure you have the security there.
Right, because
at this point, it's not for you.
It didn't, and I went right back to the house plants, and that's where I'm gonna be at. So yeah, that was really good advice, but don't think that you can just go buy some seeds and plant them and that's it. Like there's a lot of work that goes into it.
But just getting started.
Yeah, starting is the key.
It's just how big or how small you want it to be. Yeah. If you start small, it's not as hard. And it's so many, like I'm learning, I follow so many groups and different people and farmers. And I look and see what works for them. You know, some of them do experiments and say, I tried it this way and it didn't work. So then I'll take from them and then I'll tweak, take something away or add something to it so that I can have a better success as well.
So you don't have to reinvent the wheel.
You just add on and enhance it.
Can you name some of the people that you follow? Lead Farmer? Lead Farmer? Yeah.
Just Lead Farmer 73 is
That's
one.
The one I like.
Lady Lead.
I
also follow the Rustic Garden. And I love him, Patrick, because he does a lot of experimenting.
Yes, he does.
In real time and comes back and show you this was done this way and I did it this way. So it also shows you, hey, it's more than one way you can do this. And then for my West Coast people, I discovered Callie Kim, CALIKIM, and she has so that can shows me in their different environment what growing. So I learned from that. You know, if it's dry or they don't get cold like we do, and you know.
And didn't those two collab?
And now they have Coast to Coast, a podcast where they both give you tips and tips of the trade from the East Coast and the West Coast. So check them out.
Now you even saw, because you're on the you're in the community. Gardening has really taken off. It's more popular than what maybe they have announced, which can also lead into farming too. That farming community is pretty big.
If that's your calling.
I'm trying to get her to put some little pigs in the back.
That's not my calling right now.
And some chickens.
My garden is my sanctuary. I just happen to give the bonus, the fruits and the vegetable. But number one, it's my sanctuary.
It definitely is.
And I just reap the benefits of going out there having quiet time.
It is. I told y'all that. I feel the peace.
I am not trying to be Farmer Jackson.
Okay, I'm trying to put her back to work. Okay.
Speaking of going back to work, do you think if you had started gardening years ago, you would be as successful with it or would enjoy it as much? Or do you think the timing was just right?
I think the timing was just right because back then I was busy. I was still parenting, more involved with my grandkids, hands-on, so I was just more busy. And now it's slowed down to where I can actually get up and like, this is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be in the garden for 5-10 hours. And it's no problem. And it's no problem. Way back then, I couldn't do that because I still had all these hats and stuff that was expected of me.
Right. No, I definitely understand that. And
now,
she is out there all day.
My grandma said it. You have a lot of ideas for your garden. It's not just going to be a garden. You mentioned oasis. Do you want to share some other things that you want to do with your garden?
These is long-term goals.
That's fine.
If you guys have been following my daughter, Jamisha, you know, she has all the goals and all the businesses.
But yesterday.
And I'm like, I'm just focusing what I'm doing now and trying to perfect it. When I share stuff with you, it's stuff that I want to do. Don't mean I'm going to get up tomorrow and do it.
Yeah.
But I'm also going to put a pond out back so that we can have some kind of water feature out there.
So cool.
And some kind of not pergola. What is it? Oh my God, like the awning, so we can have some kind of covering if it's raining or something like that. Sorry about that.
Okay.
And I just want to make my backyard more inviting and more get out the house and get outside. Let's get back to nature.
Right.
And that's what my goal is too. It's just a huge yard with nothingness. And I want to utilize that space to the best of my ability.
Because you're sure paying for it.
Exactly. So then have a slow pace. Because I've got time.
Oh, I'm reading. I think I had another question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you tell us some of the that was it for the questions. I'm just coming up with other ones, y'all. Can you tell us some of the things that you're growing? Because you have so many.
Oh my God.
You have so many. A banana tree.
That was one of my trees from Lead Farmer 73. Encouraged us to plant some fruit trees because it's not just the fruits and vegetables. We need the long term. Start now for the long term yielding. So I have a banana tree that I'm growing and a papaya tree. As far as trees right now, I have just about all the herbs that's in my area. I have them growing, and what I'm not going to grow that's either too time consuming or it's not conducive to my area, I have found a natural organic herbal store where I'm just going to go ahead and just buy the herbs and stock them up in my pharmacy. FARMACY.
If you ain't catch
My own organic homemade pharmacy.
Yeah.
Which is, even so, if you can't start gardening, you can start getting your pharmacy together, get your medicine cabinet back whole and organic. Because as I'm reading and I'm learning, it's stuff we've walked over for years and we've picked up or classified as weeds has so many medicinal benefits. And I want to read those.
For free.
For free. Free 99. For free. And that's my mission. I'm growing melons, squash, cucumbers, eggplant.
Yes. Shout out to Mama Candace.
I even have a couple of watermelons that's growing. I'm gonna try some watermelon this year.
Grape seeds?
Nope, not
You didn't
doing
do
grapes.
them? Okay. I gave you some grape seeds.
Grapes. They didn't take.
Okay.
I have blueberries. And my strawberries I bought them last year from Bare Root. And they actually produced this year, so I've been picking those off, eating those and sharing them with the family.
So good.
I even got into Mel Bartholomew, had this idea of the square foot gardening, where you take a piece of wood block and you divide it into 16 1-inch squares, and you plant within that, and you're only using organic compost. So I am trying that out with my some lettuces, some Brussels sprouts, and what else I have over there? Some kale and spinach, and some what's the white broccoli?
Beets. Cauliflower.
Beets and cauliflower and radish. So I'm looking forward to see how that's going to turn out. Because I am really excited about it.
And you got some pineapples out there?
And Shamisha has me rooting pineapples. They're doing very well. But when I told her how long it takes for the fruit, and she didn't want to have no parts in it. And she was like, how many years? So I was telling her, it takes patience. Everything is not overnight. So it's
You got a lot of avocado.
oh yeah, avocado.
I think you already said herbs. Almost
avocados.
any herb you could think of. A lot of lettuce. A variety of lettuce.
Lavender.
I
Cabbage.
forgot about the carrots.
Rosemary.
And some carrots.
Mints. Different types of mints too.
Yes.
What else does he? Corn.
Yep, you did
Not
corn.
yet. That's
Well, we've
garlic.
seen the corn.
She had
You
garlic.
seen the corn
Oh, I
last
did
year.
see the corn. Garlic, green onions. It's different type of onions actually.
Yeah.
Carrots. Showed me carrot and celery
And
today.
celery.
Showed me both. Did you do potatoes?
Yes.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm getting ready.
What did we
Not
pull?
yet.
We rooted something. It was a lot. It was a lot
The
rooted.
turmeric.
That was
Turmeric.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
bad.
the
Thank you,
turmeric.
Chris. Turmeric, ginger.
Pull up the turmeric and the ginger.
Sweet potatoes?
Not yet. I'm getting ready to. I have to see.
Mama,
them.
we done ate sweet potatoes.
No, those been store bought. You would know the difference.
Okay.
You haven't told me. Oh, Mama.
Hey.
So I'm getting ready to put my sweet potatoes and my white potatoes out. Because it's about that time for them. Thank you.
So it's not Cause I took my avocados, licked them. I've heard if you lick them with your saliva, they grow to your DNA and give you whatever you're deficient in. Mm-hmm. So I would just lick them and put them in the dirt. But my mom actually has books. She's on YouTube for hours taking notes. You know, she has a seed bin with all of her seeds. She knows how long it takes for them to grow. She knows when to harvest them. She makes little tags. And I just was putting the darn seed in the ground, but it takes a lot more.
I don't know when to pull them up. And I was like,
more.
Cause I take notes and I have a book with them all in there. Mm-hmm. When I planted them, when they germinated, and when I can expect the harvest. And she was like, oh, I've been doing it wrong. I just throw them out there.
Yeah, let it grow.
Like, you gotta know when.
Y'all know what to do.
That's right. It's so interesting. But it's so cool to see. Like, she'll be making dinner and she'll say, hold on, let me go get some fresh herbs. Last time, what did Dad make? Nitra, because you was here and she got some fresh herbs from the garden.
You put fresh parsley.
Yes, and my sister went wild. This stuff don't even taste the same. They've been robbing us.
I never tasted fresh parsley before.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is what it's supposed to taste like. And that's bad. That's so sad.
You don't know. And we were having a conversation too. We had traded conveniency for labor, or how do we put it?
We have to put up with the consequence of it. We want the quickness. We want it quick, fast, and in a hurry. So we're not getting all those goodness, that we was before. So it's definitely a trade-off.
Oh, yeah.
We're starting to see it. Because Grandma would say they would be on the porch snapping peas. I haven't snapped peas a day in my... So obviously that was the culture that they have to grow. Was they growing those? And that's just how they bought them. Because she was on the porch snapping peas. I'm like, what?
Back in my mom's days, the canned stuff, you had some canned goods, but it wasn't to go to the grocery store and everything is canned. They went to the farmer's market. Or you had the fruit and vegetable man that came around with the cart, and you went out and you bought your fruits and vegetables off him, but it was fresh. We became a generation of quick, fast, and in a hurry. Everything canned, microwave, and it's ready. But back then, it was from the farmer's market or from the fruit man coming around.
Yeah, the world
they
is
didn't have that convenience.
A lot faster.
And you know what, Mom? I think Grandma them generations, they're living longer than us. I was like, how are they 77 and we can't get past 50?
They got the blueprint.
It's like something was wrong. Something is off here.
They got the blueprint.
What?
We traded nutrition for fastness, to get convenience.
Yeah. But also we left the farm too and we went and worked in the offices. So we were already in the field. We knew how to plant this
We
stuff.
have that. I worked too hard to be doing that mentality.
Little did we know.
You're sacrificing your health though.
But I think we're reversing now. Things are going back.
We'll figure it out. And
farmers market's coming back. What's that? Ain't that a farmers market we go to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a farmers market. We go to the farmer market.
So we like finding out fresh is best, and we're getting back to it.
Yeah.
Even at some of the flea markets, some of the local growers sell their produce there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's not. Oh, Mom, wasn't there a place that y'all were gonna go to pick apples?
Yeah, when we went to the cabin for Christmas,
really go.
we was gonna go to an apple orchard.
Yeah.
But it had rain and it had turned off cold, so we didn't get to do it that trip. But when we go back, we definitely gonna do it.
Absolutely.
Just like I want to go to a real farm,
me
and
too.
I want to buy. I know you don't eat meat,
It's okay.
but I want to buy fresh meat. Like put my order in, and he goes and
We
or
just
whatever,
slaughtered
and
this
it gets processed. And I have, at least I know this is how this one cow was raised out of 50 instead of hundreds and hundreds.
I don't know if I could do it.
So I definitely want to experience that.
Yeah.
And will you feel better giving it right to the farmer? You know, you're not going through a third party. You're giving him his hard-earned money.
Yeah.
You're eliminating that middleman.
Yeah, because I see where my food come from.
Yeah.
You know, we always say know where your food come from, but do we?
Without all that extra processing and adding whatever they want to add in it.
We definitely don't. So next up is going to be your pharmacy, right? With more of the herbs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you will tap into the cannabis industry?
No, I would not for grow purpose.
Gotcha.
Grow purpose, but as far as medicinal,
yes,
I don't have any problems with that.
Okay.
As long as it stays on the medicinal
yes,
side.
Yes, everything how it's supposed to be.
One of them is a prescription from a pharmacy.
Exactly.
And one you just get your prescription from a dispensary.
Absolutely.
But they're both prescriptions.
There you go. All right.
Now do your research.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I want to get more into the herbs. I know you're doing the garden, but I want to get more into the herbs. But I honestly think the same way teas and chamomile can calm you down, yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like tomatoes and all of that may have those same.
Well, you have some foods like chamomile. Chamomile has the calming properties. Lavender.
See, I haven't started the book, y'all. So it's more to it than
funny,
just
Jamisha
food.
bought me all these
know.
books, and Jamisha's not reading them yet.
I don't. I'm still on my chakras in meditation.
Read the books, Jamisha.
I know, and I gotta order my sister some. And it's a bad habit too. I have so many books. It's like, no, read this one and then go get another one because they just be piled up in there. Mm-hmm. And then I'm reading like 5 at once. It's like, no, just focus on one. But that's just how my mind is, just everywhere.
It's all over the place. In a good way.
I know. I can't turn it off.
But having them stacks gives you the ability to loan out the books, like the one that I still haven't returned yet.
It's okay.
So, because you're not looking for
5G. I was supposed to do a 5G podcast.
Oh.
I said I gotta wait for my sister to give it back yet.
And
So much. So okay, can we pivot a little bit? How do you feel about what you read so far? Is it too much? Is it a lot?
I have not even started in that book. Now let me tell y'all what has happened. And we just talked about this earlier.
Okay.
So I took the book home, right? Of course, life gets in the way, it's been sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
I flip it open one day because the title is just. I would have never grabbed that book based on the title. Just say it like that.
I think I tried to give it to you too, Mom.
I opened the book and it is written up like a Bible. There are she has words that are circled, underlined, highlighters, notes, side notes, right? And I go to flip through the book. The book is like what 800 or more pages. It's
really
so
it's
long.
like a dictionary.
From the front page to the last page, y'all, she has something on every single page, and I was just like,
That's called reading.
what?
And Nitra, he didn't just sit down and say the sky is blue. If you go to the back, article.
Yeah.
Remember in college, we would go to the scholarly library that
library.
everybody don't got access to. You got to type in your username and password.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
That's what it is. Periodic review publication.
Yeah.
So he basically did the research for us and compiled it into a
Yeah.
book. And he did it on a timeline. This is what happened with us medically when the light bulb started. This is what happened to us medically. And he just came up into today.
Right.
And basically, the more electricity we have, we are electric beings. It's just messing with our biome field. And I'm okay with electricity because I love internet and stuff like that. My whole argument with my parents and stuff is just like, help protect us. Like, y'all gave us a car. Y'all didn't say take the car off the market. You put some seatbelts in there and you gave us speed limits. So you're trying to help us help ourselves. And I just feel like we haven't reached that point to where they're going to give us some healthy instructions. But it's coming because it took a while for alcohol. It took a while for cigarettes. And I guess internet will make its debut as well. Okay, so let me see. I think I had one more, Mom. So that's it for the 5G. Oh, yeah, this is my note. Thank you for gardening. I've learned so much from watching you. My mom even helped me replant my avocado because they were in these little containers. She's like, they need some more room. And we didn't just get a bag of dirt. We had to get some ash looking stuff and bananas and coffee and mix it in water and put some more water on it and squish them down and make sure the air get out of them. And then I just left them in the sun. I had to put them in the shade because they was getting too much sun. So I have just been learning from the garden too. And it has taught me that things do take time and then there's seasons for everything. Because let me go back to that bush. They literally cut the bush and it hurt my heart. Oh my God, they cut down the bush and it's back. Like nothing ever happened. I'm like, look at that bush, it's back. So the garden teaches, nature has its lessons as well. We just continue. So I've learned so much from watching you. The garden has been very therapeutic. I have been through so much. You guys have heard it. And just sitting in the garden, I'll be sitting out there all day. You can ask my parents. I'll be like, you still out there? It's just peace. And when I think of the Bible and I think of Garden of Eden, there's something magical about the garden, and I just hate that we left that sacred place. The food was growing for us, and we left.
Why did we leave?
But it's something. So even if you do an indoor garden, a porch garden, I don't know. I just feel like even there's even plants like nature. You saw plants. They even purify the air.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Purify your air.
That's doing something for your health.
Yes.
Something.
Let's see. I just sit in your garden and I soak up the sun. It's healing some very deep wounds for me. So thank you for building the oasis and sharing it with your family. As she mentioned, she wants to have a pond and stuff. I can just see what you call them, canopy things back there. I can see a gazebo. I can just see what it's going to
What
be.
is the thing with the sand you want me to do?
Oh, yeah. What is it called with the rocks and the sand and the rake? She's so much Jimmy shout. Zen garden. So if you guys, I did a podcast before. If you just type in therapeutic gardening, it really is a thing. Just like I didn't know painting was therapeutic. And Mom, how did you say it? Anything can be
Creative.
Anything creative.
Yeah.
can be therapeutic.
Therapeutic.
So maybe we're just so busy.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and do
Just
something.
gives your mind a chance to just slow down.
Because even watching TV, you're not creative.
No, because you're being entertained.
So yeah, we have to do.
It's feeding your brain. You're not feeding it.
So yeah, I just love the garden. So thank you, Sissy. Thank you, Mom,
Aw,
for
it's a
this
joy to be on.
podcast. And I had already told y'all about the little red hen, so I'm not gonna do that one. So later or whenever we get back around to it, it will be Mom and Dad. We're gonna do them both together, and I had some other questions for them. But I hope you guys enjoy this podcast, and thank you guys for being on the podcast. Hey, I'm gonna have to start making like shirts or mugs and stuff because I want to say thank you for being on the podcast. So that's coming. So I'm gonna start putting a little guest package together. And hey, Nisha, did you know they started video? I wasn't gonna do video till I get my braids. But we'll be doing video in the future. So that was it for today's podcast. I have to say this little thing and then we're going to say bye, y'all. Okay. I always end it the same way. So let me go back to it. It's really long, but just bear with me. Let's see. So y'all know how we end it. Y'all hear my nails?
Of course.
My sister made me some chakra nails and I'm going to have a ball with these. And it's sticker or adhesive tape. Because I don't like chemicals. Y'all know. So I'm so happy. Okay, so it's 7.9 billion people in the world, yet you met me. This is not by happen chance. This is a divine meeting, and may we guide each other well. If life is like a school, then what lessons did you learn today? What class did you take today? Did you pass or fail your test or pop quiz? If so, it's okay. Failing allows you to restudy an area that you're weak in so that you could try again better than before and pass with a 100. Keep learning, evolving, and spreading love, and I hope you see the fruits of your labor. Namaste, love-a-stay, and always vibe high, babe. And this is Earth, so of course there are low vibrating seasons, but just make sure that you talk, journal, do whatever therapy you need, even if you need to go talk to someone, and bring your vibrations back up. And we will catch you guys on the next episode. Bye. Thanks a million for listening. There's a million podcasts in the world. You clicked on this one, this one, to hear what I have to say. I hope universe has a special message for you. You can reach me on Linktree at /love.meesh. I hope you have a better than great day. Love ya. Talk to you later. Bye.
You all come to us young people for hope. How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words. And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction. And all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you!